Friends, in my videos, I often quote the Hindu Vedas even though I don't find them as authentic as the Holy Bible. Then, why do I do that? Well, the human history began with Adam and Eve. Then there was Noah's flood. After that, the next major event mentioned in the Bible is God interacting with Abraham, which is more than 1,000 years after the flood. We can know this by just looking at the biblical genealogy. Even though the Bible provides us with an unbroken genealogy from Adam all the way to Jesus, there is not much in the way of historical events there from Noah up to the time of Abraham. The Vedas give us a peek into that time slot. Even though the events of the Vedas revolve around India, it is important for Jews and Christians to know what they talk about because that's where Noah's son, the progenitor of the entire Semitic race, ruled. In fact, he was the founder of ancient India, and his brother Ham from Africa came to India to snatch away his kingdom from him before Ham had to run away from India into ancient Bactria due to the force of certain situations. And again, if one keenly observes the storyline of the Bible, it is all about the conflict between the descendants of these two patriarchs, namely Shem and Ham, out of which one had chosen to follow God and the other one the devil. Knowing what happened in their lives also gives us a clearer picture of the God versus the devil conflict playing out upon our planet. Now, let us take a look at the formation of Vedas. Well, after the flood, the children of Shem came from the Armenian region where Noah's Ark had landed, briefly established a coalition government with the help of some Japhetic people known as the Purus who had already settled in India. However, it was not long before they disagreed among themselves, fought battles, and a part of them who were defeated kept on moving towards the west, all the way to Greece and Albania. This is how we have Indo-European languages because they were all the same group of people who were once in India. And these were the things that fascinated Alexander the Great when he came to India. Furthermore, just as historian Barossus affirms that Ham became the prophet of the Zoroastrian religion and he was against his brother Shem in India and his god Yahweh. So there had been enmity between the Indians and the Ham's people of Zoroastrian religion, which started in Bactria and later flourished in Iran. So the Indian Vedas and the Iranian holy book Avesta are always at odds with each other. For example, every hero in the Vedas will be portrayed as a villain in Avesta. In order to understand the truth, one has to know what both these books say about any given incident and read between the lines. For example, due to Ham's wickedness, Yahweh God eventually burned him to death. Surprised? It is true. I have explained it in my video, Who Burnt Kamadeva, which is Ham. Well, both the Vedas and the Avesta tell us something about this event in such a way that would save their faces and not give credit to Yahweh God for that act. But we can still figure out whatever happened there. Now, conservatively speaking, when they compiled the Vedas, they were trying to write down certain things that occurred more than 3,000 years prior, that is, just after the flood of Noah. All the while, they say that the Vedas had been transmitted orally from one generation to another. Meanwhile, the religion of India itself had evolved from worshipping Yahweh in the form of Narayana in the first 500 years after flood into the religion of what we call Hinduism today. So they had inserted and introduced their rulers into their original holy writings as gods and had tried to wipe out Yahweh completely from their holy books. However, when they did that, they have done a lousy job. That's why we see some original prophecies from the time of Shem which talk about Jesus in the form of Prajapati, Naranarayana, Nishkalanga Purusha, and Meshabalak. One day I even came across a passage which has a mention of Yeshu in Rig Veda. Not only that, certain literature that originally belonged to Ham also had been included as a part of the Vedas due to their popularity. That is the Atharva Veda, which covers spells and witchcraft as well. However, if we know the biblical timeline and history, we will be able to contextualize the Vedas like no other scholar and know exactly what is what, which of course is what I'm doing. Well, that's my take on the authenticity of the Vedas, friends. Thanks for watching.